Hey everyone, welcome to Rad Garage. A little bit of a special upload today. I will be spending some very quality time out on my driveway applying an acrylic sealer to my exposed aggregate driveway. I've uploaded a few videos of this process in the past. One of them, it's probably 5 years old now, has performed very well on my channel over the years. It's usually my second or third best performing video no matter what uploads. But this one I thought I would get into a little more detail about why I do this, and what equipment I'll be using. The timing of this project is a little different than usual. I would normally do this on a warm August evening, late afternoon, but we had some severe water restrictions in place all summer, which meant I wasn't able to pressure wash my driveway all summer. In fact, the first time I did it was actually yesterday. So it's been 24 hours since I gave the driveway a good pressure wash. My worry is that there's a lot of leaf debris and little twigs falling off trees. So there might be some frustration with me trying to sweep those away so that they don't actually embed themselves in the thick layer of sealant, which I'm about to lay down. Why do I use a sealer? Well, I think in order to answer that, I need to talk a little bit about what an exposed aggregate concrete driveway is, or walkway. Basically, it's a regular pour, but the top layer is pressure washed off so that all of the goodness, all of the interesting little pebbles and little tiny rocks are exposed, giving it a more, I think, upscale look. But because it's exposed, it's more at risk to the elements. And some of those risks are weather related, most of them are, plus you factor in salt. There's a lot of forces at work deteriorating that concrete. So the best way to combat that is to lay down a thick, gooey layer of protective sealant. This is some leftover from last time I applied, but I bought a brand new 18.9 liter bucket of this. This is by a company called Acrow-Richmond. I think the company's name has changed over the years, as so too has the distributor through which I get this. I get this locally through a company called National Concrete. They used to be Northlands Construction. I think when I first bought it, it was a little over $100. I'm sure it's now close to $250 for one bucket. Now that's the sealer. Let me take you over here and talk a little bit about the equipment I'll be using to apply it. This year I'm going to switch things up a little bit. I think it'll make the whole process go a little quicker and more efficiently because I've upgraded to an 18-inch wide head on my pole here. So I bought 3 of these 18-inch lint-free 15 millimeter made in Canada rollers. So those fit in there just perfectly. If for some reason I run into issues, I did buy some 10-inch as backup along with my 10-inch roller here. And for the more, the more intricate parts, I have a little mini, I don't know if this is 4 inches, just to get close to the house. I have this 18-inch paint tray. I'll do some before footage now, and then I'll share some of the process footage with you, and then we'll talk after about the result. So stick around. So there's a little bit of staining that I've noticed here. I'm not sure what's going on there. I think it has something to do with this big tree. Let's keep my address out of there. This big tree causes me a lot of grief, a lot of debris. We had some issues with aphids, and I think what's happened is it's just sort of blown here onto the driveway, but my hope is that that gets completely covered up underneath the sealer. It does appear more streaky on camera than it is in real life, but I think that's just a sign of the the wearing away of the sealer. Now I do have this stamped concrete trim, but I will not be adding sealer to that because Halloween is coming, and when this is sealed and wet, it becomes a real slippery mess, and I don't want any kids hitting the dirt on my property. A little bit of sticks from, again, this really pain in the butt tree. Man, I had this was so clean 24 hours ago, and it looks like I need to sweep it. Maybe if I had a leaf blower, maybe there's a good reason to go buy a leaf blower. All right, so there's some good before footage. you cook pretty quick at first and you think, oh, this isn't going to take much time, but then the minutes drag on. Next thing you know, it's been 2.5 hours, but I'm finished and it looks great. I will give it some time to obviously dry. One fatal mistake I made today, and I can't believe I made this mistake, and I blame you, the viewers, because if I wasn't making a video, I wouldn't have made this mistake, but my car is in the garage, and obviously there's no way of getting it out without driving on this freshly sealed driveway. But, so what I think I'll do, because my son and I are heading to the Flames game this evening, is I might just Uber it down there or see if someone else I know is going. But like, you need to take your car out of the garage because I like to give it a couple of days before driving on it. But seeing as I have to go to work in the morning, it's going to be more like 20 hours. But live and learn. It's always something. Like I said, it's your fault. If I wasn't distracted by the video, I wouldn't have made this mistake. So I forgive you. Anyways, I ended up using only one roller, which is great. So I've got 2 rollers left over. Never had the need to pull out these 10-inch, so those will be used at a different time. This was great. I had an issue where one of these rollers came off. Thank goodness I had gloves. I was able to put it back on. I'll end things off by doing a nice little tour in a couple of hours once it's had a good chance to cure. Well, all right, it's been a few hours. Hopefully there's no bad wind noise, but I'll just take you around showing you how nice everything has come out. You know, if you get down low on this aggregate, you can see it's just almost like a riverbed. You know, the bottom of a riverbed. Just love it. So not only does it beautify the surface, it protects it. Now this will get a little wet. Sorry, this will get slippery when wet for the first little while. Not like I'm running on my driveway, but I'll just back up here so you can get a view of everything. I want to thank you for sticking around and following this project to the end. Like I said, make sure you take your car out of the garage. Park it on the street before you do this. I really thank you for sticking around and watching this. If you have any questions about sealing your driveway, it's not like I'm the world's expert, but I know a thing or two, so go down to the comments and leave me a question. If you haven't subscribed to the channel already, I'd really appreciate it. In addition to home maintenance kind of garage-related projects, you'll see me detailing some pretty amazing cars, including my own. So until next time, stay rad.